Hello and good morning. So, I've got another request here. This one is from Royal Angel this time. This is the Nexus Oracle, or at least a revision of him, versus Sidehawk, as best as he could be remade. By which I mean the Sidehawk is actually identical to his last Raven version. Pretty much all his parts were available and actually worked out nicely in this. And for the Oracle, again, his linear gun has been, or linear cannon has been replaced with a radar, since he cannot actually make use of it, and it simply puts him overweight. And his, he's still got his micro missiles, he's still got his rifle, and he's still got his blade, so he is as threatening as always. That being said, let's see what happens if these two fight it out. Just looking at them as they are, I want to say the Oracle has a pretty decent firepower advantage, but the Sidehawk does tend to fly in the air a lot, and, well, hopefully he can avoid just enough shots. Also, his cooling is preposterous, so he should have no trouble with that linear rifle. Alright, so we're having a little bit of duck and weaving going on. So it seems fitting that it wound up taking place in Cirque City. I wonder if that... They said it was named after the circle on the outside, but I honestly have to wonder if it was at least partially a joke name because of Circuit City. It was still around at the time, I think. And there's actually a shell of the Circuit City right nearby here. It became some kind of appliance store, so you can always tell. Man, this is weirdly close, actually. I'm surprised. The Sidehawk's really doing alright. Alright, come on, Crow. But seriously, I'm rooting for that thing. Freaking love the design of it. Okie doke. Looks like Evangel's put himself over. Now, as far as the AI for Sidehawk, he's got some into enemy awareness, mostly he's into energy and accuracy. Not big on defensive strategies, as he is in the originals. I didn't feel like his build from... it's actually funny, because I was asked to rebuild one of his versions, and when I was originally looking at it, I was like, man, you know what? I don't know why he was even made that way in Nexus. It's just kind of a little bit off. Alright, so that was close, but the Oracle takes it. And that is not the right team. Nope. That one. That's the one I want. Turns out, actually, well, I didn't overwrite the Oracle as I thought I did. I was pretty sure I did. And then it turns out I just saved it in the first slot, because I went back and was basically overwriting all of my original saves. I was basically going to be saving these into team saves once I'm sure there's really no more altering to do to them. That's a close range, the Sidehawk should have a definite advantage here. Or maybe not, because he's having a hard time avoiding a lot of these shots. He's doing alright avoiding the micros. The EOs are getting him, and the rifle's getting him. Little one says hi in the background. Let's see. No, she's currently trying to eat her elephant again. She loves eating that elephant. It's adorable. Ooh, okay, he might get it. Come on. Charging, you can get him. Nice! Alright. So we got him. 1-1. Proud of the little Sidehawk. Good job. Yeah, if OPI was possible in this, that might be a little bit of a different story. And if anyone makes a hack down the road that allows for OPI, then I'd certainly be going back and redoing these pretty much true to form to their original versions. However, until then, there's this. Actually, OPI makes for some pretty good use for the AIs. Just in general, like, you can tell throughout the game, it's like, well, they couldn't really figure out themselves how to cause it to save energy. Give it infinite energy. I mean, sometimes they figure it out, but by and large, you know, a lot of the builds wouldn't end up using it. Why on earth are you just standing there? It appears to have completely derped. Also, apparently the heat output is really enough to put the Oracle over. Though, to be fair, just like the Ether Master, that thing is really kind of pushing it as far as what the frame can allow for internals. Alright, this is close. Come on, you can do it. Nah, made a wrong turn and that killed him. And his little pistol rifle isn't fantastic, but it's a good little pressure weapon. Alright, very close once again. 2 to Oracle, 1 to Sidehawk. Alright. Round 4. Come on, little guy. You can do it. He's definitely got the damage edge between these two. Alright, so Desert. Desert is good. Sehr gut is. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Desert's nice. Kinda like the music out here. It really has an AC2 vibe to it. It's funny, this guy doesn't have many points in defense. I think I gave him a 3 out of 10 in defense. Mostly because his offense is his defense. A lot of the time he just avoids stuff by bum rushing forward, really. I'm not really sure why he decided to run. His running is set to nothing, actually, so he should have no inclination to run whatsoever. And he was still firing his rifle, so I'm assuming he decided to prioritize firing over recovering. That seems like it's probably lost in the fight. Alright. I'm curious if he can win another one. Because it seems like that time he derped up a little bit. So let's set that one aside for a minute. Not really so much as of bias, so much as derpy AI. Let's see. Can he actually win 2 fights in a row? I think it's only fair. So, looks like the Oracle is doing alright as far as locking on, despite his systems acting up. Sidehawk's doing a little better. But again, he seems to be acting up and sitting on the ground for whatever reason. Oh, I mean, he's trying. He definitely not got the advantage here. He needs to get that heat and damage advantage going early, build up enough heat to get the other guy overheated, and then he's got a shot. As far as raw damage, he just can't really keep up. Alright, well there we go. He got put down pretty decisively, but it was close. It was pretty close early on there. There you go.